the line.
Well, now we have this awkward wait because we're live, aren't we?
Hey, but Cam, you brought those first 4 syllables like you're amazing. You're ready to
That's
go.
right. I'm ready.
Okay, we are
We're
live.
Great. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Green Shirt. That's a great way to start this episode. Really.
I think we're live.
A newbie's trek through the next generation. A very big thank you to you, Strange New Pod, for inviting us back for Captain Picard Week number 2 and our second live show. We're super excited to be here. Now, one of the biggest mistakes of my life was not watching TNG growing up, but I've turned that gaffe into a gift by creating this podcast. And as the resident green shirt, I've made my fair share of flubs, from saying teleporting instead of transporting, calling the turbo lift an elevator, and of course, my pitch perfect Jean-Luc Picard accent. But I know I'm in good company because you know who else has made some mistakes? That's right, the good captain himself. This is Blunderdome.
Woo-woo!
We've got gaffes from ghost to hose that makes Q smile. We'll make fun of old Jean-Luc, from romance to his style. Now he's old, white, and blue, but he's still super cool. Blunderdome, Sir Pat Stew.
Yes.
Hooray.
Yay!
I guess I have to do my best Bob Saget now. But no, I don't have to, because I'm not alone here. With me to help celebrate Jean-Luc, and we are here to celebrate him because to err is to human, and we love all of our captains because they're human. We have Rob accidentally rewrote the Universal Translator to include only dialogue from the West Wing, Campbell.
Hey, sorking it up.
Bobby once left her peanut butter and jelly sandwich in the warp core and then found herself in the left ear of the Horsehead Nebula, Blue.
What's up, everybody? Happy to be here.
John mistook an Antidian princess as an Admiral Akbar cosplayer once, T-Bolds.
You know what? Some traps you want to walk into.
And Marcy became genetically fused with one of Captain Pike's horses once, but was kind of okay with being a grotesque equine abomination, Phillips.
Horsey Phillips. He's back.
Do you have anything to say, guys?
Hey, thanks for coming and tuning in.
I still don't know every time. I mean, even on Picard Week 2, I still don't know what Cam's referencing to me. So.
Hello, YouTube.
Hello, YouTube.
Hi.
I want to say thanks again to Strange New Pod and all the Strange New Pod listeners out there and all the Picard fans. It's great to be here on Picard Week 2 with Blunderdome.
Woo!
Yes. And here to celebrate Picard's blunders, we're doing this award show style. So we've broken his mistakes into 5 major categories. Each category will have 4 runners-ups, which we'll present. And then the winner of the Blundie will be presented, and we will discuss that.
No, it is award show meets America's Funniest Home Videos. This is a mashup of those
meets
two things.
TNG.
Which really, like, all award shows should be done more like America's Funniest Home Videos, really.
Meets TNG. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I would like to see the Oscars with more audience reactions, them voting on a keypad in the end. Yeah.
Yep.
I think that they need to hire us next year.
Love it.
Absolutely.
We'll
It'll be us and Bruce Valanche. We'll be the
All right. Well, to avoid the mistake of dragging this out anymore, let's get started with our first category. Let me pull open that.
What's the first category?
Our first category.
Let's go, Bob Saget. Come on, step it up.
Last year, we examined Picard's famous fashions. That was our Captain Picard Week show. So this year, it's only fitting that we begin with Blunderwear, Picard's fashion faux pas. Our first runner-up is Catanian pastel tie-dye hammer pants from Inner Light. Followed by the ceremonial headdress from Insurrection.
The Taters should have been back by now. They were only scheduled to observe the backroom village for 1 week. Geordie, would you set up a secure...
Robin Hood tights and a little beard, not his best look, from Cupid.
Now I'm supposed to marry someone named Sir Guy, and everyone insists on calling me Marion.
Yes, I know.
And Pat Stew in the director's chair for a fistful of datas, aka Denim Blue Jean Jean-Luc Picard.
What a click.
It's a lot of denim.
That's a lot of denim. But our winner for the Blunderwear Blundie is Picard in Romulan face and beige robe from Unification 1 and 2.
Nice. Congratulations to
Congratulations.
Romulan Picard.
That's right. Yeah, you know me, I am a sucker for some 80s giant shoulder pads. Typically, I love the Romulan uniforms, but it's that weird just robe that's the same color as that gross soup. I don't know. There's some scenes where he doesn't have the robe on and he looks fine, but I don't know. That thing is built for one purpose, for the dramatic reveal with the hood, and we never get it. So what's the purpose?
Right. I mean, he looks like Obi-Wan Picardi. Eh?
Obi-Wan meets Frankenstein, Phil Hartman's Frankenstein from SNL.
Yeah.
Yep. It would have been fun if, Spock had done a reveal hood and Picard had done a reveal hood and Data, tried to do the whole fitting in with the living folk. And nope, not so much.
Do we have thoughts on some of the runners up as well?
Well, I have to disagree with the Cupid choice. I think that's Jean-Luc Picard in one of his best outfits, and especially in the clip that was chosen to showcase that. You could see that he is agile. He is jumping. He is strong. His joints around his knees look good. Like he lands. He looks ready to help the poor, and he looks smashing. I did totally disagree with that one.
Yeah,
Well,
that's right. That's why I didn't win.
I agree to disagree with you.
I mean, it's good. It's good.
Per the usual. Oh my gosh. I mean, I think he can sometimes pull off the holodeck costumes, like his what Dixon Hill outfit is decent.
No one's gonna.
But this one is just the tights, the little Fu Manchu beard that kind of looks like evil Picard, and he definitely is having fun. But I wouldn't say that this is an outfit where I'm oh yeah, I want to fuck Picard. Definitely we need the velour pants for that. Those velvety pants, purple pants from when we did the fashion week. That was my favorite Picard outfit. But
we haven't talked about Picard jodhpurs in a while. I feel like we used to talk a lot, but
I mean the Catanian pants were pretty close to that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
Yeah,
For a hot climate, we know it's a hot planet. Some good ventilation in there.
Yeah, you almost can't touch them.
That's right. You can't.
Exactly.
Well, we can't beat that, so shall we move on? Oh wait, no, I did want to just mention I never realized that Patrick Stewart was a fan of the Canadian tuxedo. So
He's, I had to pick that one for his directing debut, where he was wearing all denim like he was Jay Leno.
Apparently
Jay Luke,
110-degree heat too. You do not wear denim in that.
Yeah.
So, okay, with the headdress, do we think that was really, do you think, I mean, you can play a prank when you're a new alien race leading the Federation. That's
nobody else was wearing it.
Yeah, this is true.
Maybe
So
it's
maybe
ceremonial for when you meet a new culture.
I'm thinking it's ceremonial for when you meet somebody who doesn't have hair.
Hair.
I think it's,
John might be onto something there.
bald humor might be that species'
I'm
main
reminded
form of humor.
I'm reminded of the Parks and Rec episode where the Native American leader tries to prank Jeremy Jam into wearing a headdress. He's like, "Wear it." He's like, "That doesn't seem like I should." He's like, "You couldn't say if it was."
I should take this off. Yes, you should.
Yes, you should.
All right. Yeah. What's our next category, Bobby Blue?
Oh, is it
So
me?
it's-
Sorry.
it's
Oh, it's
me.
Marcy.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Hello.
Jeez.
I'm just flubbing on purpose.
It's
to make
okay to
Picard
forget
feel
me.
Us
I'm not a
women, we
co-host
look
anymore.
so the same.
All women look the same.
we look so same.
So I'm introducing the next category. You all know I love me some love, as well as some dildo jokes. No reason they can't go together, am I right? I'll be presenting Picard's Love and Blunder category, which examines both his romantic boners and romantic guffaws in equal measure. The runners-up of this Valentine extravaganza include... The first runner-up is Marta and Cadet Johnny Picard the morning after.
I'll be there.
The next runner-up is Losing Vash to Q.
Where are you off to now?
I haven't made up my mind.
After all, she has the entire universe to choose from.
Meet my new partner.
Him.
Why not?
I'll tell you why not.
The third runner-up, Kamala. He tried the best, now he's settled for the rest.
Well, have I not done everything possible to discourage this?
Maybe that's the perfect way to attract a metamorph.
And the final runner-up, rebuffing the advances of the very eligible bachelorette, Lawaksana Troy.
It's not over between us, Luoxana. You're mine, and I will not let you go. I insist you return to my side immediately.
You mean you still care?
My love? It's a fever.
And the winner of the Love Blundee, of course, is Beverly Crusher.
Of course, we haven't time for that sort of thing.
What sort of thing?
Oh, God, I'd love to show you. Why didn't you ever tell me you were in love with me?
You're married to my best friend.
Very good.
What is that last scene from, guys?
Oh no.
Just
What
close
is
your
that?
eyes, close your ears.
Yeah, there's some spoilers for camera.
Like,
to this.
I've seen images of them around a fire. I did not realize they opened their hearts out so much, though. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, if you weren't shipping Crusher and Picard from Naked Now until the end of time, are you really a TNG fan? How is it that after 7 seasons and 4 movies, Picard didn't tap that? But who knows? It seems like Picard season 3 might provide us some opportunities for a little Picard in a bevagina.
Oh boy.
But if you really want to listen about, sorry guys, I had to go there. But if you really want to know the serious end of Picard and Crusher, check out Crusher Combo over with Jesse and Michelle. They did their episode yesterday, I believe. So take a listen to that because they'll probably take it a little more seriously than I have.
Well,
We
I'm
all want to
very
see the
glad.
serious end of Picard.
Yeah, don't we?
I do.
We all avoided bringing down Michelle and Jesse's wrath because they were personally invested in Crusher winning this one. So you're welcome. It is, of course, Picard's biggest romantic blunder was not hooking up with Beverly.
I disagree.
Absolutely.
The Waxana Troy is soulmate. The Waxana for life. I think he's really missing out there. What if he could be Troy's new dad?
It's
Right,
like
exactly,
it's
right?
like opposites attract. I know those couples, right? Like that would be a couple like that. If
He's
you
got to
could
get in on
imagine.
that sacred chalice of reeks. He could be a bearer of it.
Yeah. And, from the chat, somebody did ask Marcy if romantic boners was on purpose, and of course we have a pull quote from.
Yeah, I talk about dick so much that basically Cam probably has to say he's like doing this, like no more dicks. Like, come on, we got to move
Down
on
with
to
the
the
D.
dicks.
We have a pull quote that we could put on the our give as our title. Boners are always intentional with green shirt. Is what it said. It's true. It's true.
No boner left unturned.
No boner. Yeah. Any other comments on? Let's see. We had.
Well, yeah, that other scene too. They're in the monster maroons, and that's Cadet Picard, but he does not look cadet-y.
I just wouldn't worry about it if I were you.
Okay,
Cam.
I'm not gonna worry. I'm not gonna worry. I'm again looking
You'll
forward
know
to it.
soon enough, but
Okay.
yeah, we actually don't have to say much to still talk about it because it's a weird flub when you watch it. It's almost like it doesn't make sense in a little bit in like big picture, I think, overall.
Yeah.
But
it's there, and yeah, I think just for the audience to know, Cam, we've left off at what quality of life?
Yes,
is the next episode we have to watch and review for Green Shirts. So that's as far as Cam has seen in up through season 6 of TNG. So there's gonna be some clips here that folks will recognize that Cam's just gonna be a little baffled by.
He'll be titillated.
We should have him
He's
cover his eyes.
delighted.
We should have him put on his blinders.
I think
I'm gonna make him take off his headphones later on. So yeah.
Nice.
I mean, we do need to talk about Vosh. I do love Pick Crusher. That's his biggest mistake. But I mean, letting Q run off with Vosh and then presumably get her killed and then just erase her memory from the universe because she never gets brought up again.
Who knows?
That's a mistake, Picard. You should have lashed Vash down.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she does have her own choices that she can make, and Picard is always kind of trying to hold her back, and she's like, I don't know, if I was her, I'd be like, yeah, Q, take me all over the universe. Like, why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah, she's got her own goals too, right? Like, she's not sitting waiting for Picard to be like, oh, can't wait to get that
yeah,
whatever,
she's like
102 days in shore leave with you or whatever it is. Yeah, she's got stuff
that's
to
what
do.
I'm saying. Picard should have allowed her to open him up to new experiences. That was the mistake.
I mean, she is Trek Indiana Jones, basically.
Yeah.
Like if I'm sure people would be like, well, Okana, like, no. Vosh is Trek Indiana Jones, I'd say hands down. So it's like, come on. She's got to get the adventure. She can't be locked away in a schoolroom teaching. Come on.
Picard, she's probably a little too exciting for Picard. He needs a boring. I think he wants probably when he comes home wants something like to relax.
I think he wants a boisterous, extroverted Laxwana to like be like, oh God, how like can you please go meet those diplomats and dignitaries aboard, and I'll meet you late, like 90 minutes later for dinner. I mean, that would be his dream. I think he's missing out on the Laxwana maybe.
Yeah, I think he wants to be alone because that's where he ends up in Picard. I mean, he can not emotionally open himself up enough for an actual relationship, which I think is the saddest. I'm bringing it down, guys. The saddest part of the romantic blunders is that part of his problem is himself, because even though I think Beverly had tried many times to get a relationship going, he puts a lot of roadblocks in until that, later moments. And it's like, too late. You missed out.
True.
Yeah.
Too late. I was going to say.
Yeah, I finally.
I noticed we didn't bring up his lost love from We'll Always Have Paris, though. I don't even remember her name, but it was a mistake leaving her behind. To go run off with one of the many mad scientists of the Star Trek universe and creates a rift in space-time. I think they did. I forget.
Something like that. It just seemed like that was an experiment with early Picard. Like, oh, maybe he does have, dates and relationships every once in a while. And then for the next 3 seasons, they forgot all about that.
Right.
That was young Picard. So,
well, it's also like, this isn't part of like Guinan didn't even make it into the runner-ups, but I think there is a point to say that, I mean, it is hinted a little tiny bit that they had a relationship.
How about
Mannheim? Thank you.
Drift Maven in the comments mentions Picard and Riker. That could be a.
Oh yeah.
Pick Riker.
Yeah, maybe we should start looking for sexual tension.
Yeah, Ricard.
Yeah.
Is that why he's always putting his leg up?
He's like showing off his junk.
Is that like that's Riker's
like,
sign
I'm ready.
Picard, like,
you're ready.
15 minutes, ready room.
That's where his pheromones come from.
Yeah.
Releases.
Any room Riker.
I forgot how much I like your joke.
No, don't talk. No.
Yes. It's like you've over this last 6 seasons, you've really stepped out of your shell, and you're
Just now.
making like dick pheromone jokes. I'm so happy for you.
And that's why you just like it because now I make 10%
Oh,
more dick jokes.
we do have a good
10%
point.
more.
The comments, the chat, the Picard Q. We haven't mentioned Picard
that's
Q
true.
yet. There's
Oh,
absolutely some love there.
Yeah, well,
100%.
apparently he's in bed with him twice because I haven't seen that clip we used from the intro yet. That's not the Cupid time he's in bed with him. So
Nope.
apparently there's some more Picard.
Well, you know, Q's
Q
just like
tension.
screw everything. So
Q card. So we call that mashup Q card.
Q card.
Yeah.
It's just Picard, but with a Q instead of a C.
PQ'd.
Yes. All right.
Let's go to section 3. Which is
Is
Bobby.
that Bobby?
Bobby. Yep.
All right, ready?
Ready.
Yep.
All right. Moving on to our next award category. What? Here. Sorry.
You say
I'm having a weird delay on my end for some reason.
Oh, okay. All right.
How about now?
Do you have the YouTube volume turned on? You might want to turn that off.
Yeah, just pause the YouTube.
Cam,
stream.
stretch.
Oh,
Cam.
that's it.
What was I gonna say? I don't know.
I'm back.
Okay.
You're back.
I think
You're
I'm back. All right. Still a novice. Okay. Hey, are you ready for the next category?
So ready.
We are now.
All right. Okay. Here we go. We're going to talk about the Blunder Mifflins. He's arguably one of Star Trek's standout leaders and diplomats, but that doesn't mean JLP hasn't had his share of facepalm moments as head of the helm. The good captain is as fallible as the rest of us, but some of these leadership lapses will leave you scratching your bald spot in bewilderment. These are the runner-ups. Calling a valued crew member by his demeaning nickname to his face.
I don't think so.
Good. I look forward to your report, Mr. Broccoli. Barclay.
Ouch. That's my boy. Picard should have just taken the kids back. No hostage negotiating.
You claim to be a civilized world, and yet you've just committed an act of utter barbarity.
Captain, we will continue these discussions when you calm down.
Revenge never tasted so sweet to Picard in First Contact.
I believe you are allowing your personal experience with the board to influence your judgment.
You're afraid. You want to destroy the ship, run away. You coward.
Jean-Luc.
And giving in to peer pressure to allow the game to brainwash him and the crew. And the winner of the Blunder Mifflin is the captain's curiosity getting the best of him when he ignores Guinan's warning about the Borg and her suggestion to promptly return to Federation space.
If I were you, I'd start back now.
Despite Guinan's warning, I feel compelled to investigate this unexplored sector of the galaxy before heading back.
Yeah.
Such a good model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really a shame. I mean,
Yeah. This Guinan, I guess you should just do whatever Guinan says all the time.
well, that's what I don't understand about that episode, because that's like the second warning, I think. I mean, it's weird.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't trust Q. She's like, I don't trust Q. And then, I mean, kind of, right? And then that's it. Like, I don't know. I'm just curious.
No, she flat out tells them when the Borg cube is on screen, she goes and looks at the screen and she's like, you need to leave. You need to leave right now. Now, she doesn't freak out. She's very calm and collected. And I don't know if that didn't get how the message didn't get through to Picard, but yeah.
I mean, I don't remember every word from the episode, but doesn't she also kind of describe her experience to him? And he's like, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's sort of like
what
you just learned that this alien race genocided another race, and you're like, they're just gonna stick around and see what happens. This is dumb.
Exactly.
Well, I forgot that he literally says, like, despite her warning, I decided to just hang out for a bit. Like, they didn't need to do that as writers. He could have been like, yeah, let's get the fuck out of here, and then had the cube show up out of nowhere. Like, but
Right.
they really did want to make it like it was a choice he
His
made,
choice,
and he's
right.
at fault there. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was definitely, for as much as he claims later on to trust her judgment, like he says that a lot in later seasons. Really, the worst time to not trust Guinan's judgment is when first meeting the Borg.
But you could argue, does, like she warns, will destroy him, and in a way, at least in the psyche way, always does in a way, right? It's never going to ever leave him.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, this could be his biggest blunder of all of them. Like, this has ramifications for a long time.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I think the bigger blunder here, though, is the calling Barclay broccoli, though.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Besides that one, of course. Yeah.
Honestly, it's how embarrassing for him.
That led to I don't know what's something else that's really bad that happens that's not the Borg.
That led to Barclay trying to take over the ship as a lawnmower later.
That led to generations somehow.
Oh man, you can't put that on Barclay. Come on.
I had chosen the game that brainwashed him and the crew. I think like knowing how fidget spinners at my son's school in 3rd grade got banned almost immediately, I think he would shut that down. I think he would, as soon as he saw his crew starting to play the game instead of focusing, I think they would like ban the game from the.
Now, I'm just picturing your kid going and sitting down in his classroom and the teacher slowly turning around in his chair with a little fidget spinner. Hello, kids. Today we're just doing this.
It shoots a laser in his eyes. Like, oh.
Yeah. And then, I mean, I don't know what. Also, I don't remember if there's a reason why he tried it in the first place. It seems very uncharacteristic for him to have tried this game in the first place.
Well, wasn't it him and Beverly the holdouts in that episode? And then Beverly was like, "It's not that bad. You should."
No, Beverly was decently early. She keeps trying to get it on Wesley in their quarters at one. Like, one of the creepier scenes in that.
Just play the game.
Yeah, like here, try this.
You and your girlfriend can play the game together. I'll play the game with you too.
You're my son. You will do what I tell you to do.
Conversation on the episode where we were trying to convince Rob that Beverly could convince Picard to try this game on during breakfast or something, and Rob would not have it.
No, I still have a hard time picturing and be like, I don't know, like I couldn't get my mom to try on a VR helmet. It's like it's just certain people that you don't, which just probably will not.
Oh,
no,
I
not,
totally
I won't even
agree, Rob.
I know people that won't text. I mean, they're like, no, I would never text. I feel like Jean-Luc might be the type of person that's like,
yeah,
no,
I mean, he's like, I'm gonna go read a book. I don't need this stupid VR headset. Like, there's no way.
He argues with her when they have their breakfast. It's not like he just does whatever she says. He,
Yeah, I mean, they have a dialogue, and also, like, you don't ever really see him in the. He doesn't play Parisi Squares or whatever it is. He doesn't ever go like into that game room with he cosplays, but that's like acting, playing out his historical novels that he's reading.
It's nice to know that I agree with old Rob on the old episode of the podcast that I totally forgot about.
Well, here now with our new information, I think Beverly just wrote a play that involved Picard having to put it on as a prop.
Or maybe she said, "Hey, if you put this on, it's got a picture inside of like a ship. It's got instructions on making a ship in a bottle or something." I don't know. Like,
guys, she's a doctor. She's like, "Oh, we have a new device that does eye tests." I mean,
okay,
come on. Okay, that makes sense.
I get it.
What else? Oh, yeah. The broccoli one's not huge, but it is one of the very few times you do see Picard like
flustered.
Yeah, like a real flub, especially after telling everyone, like shutting that down, being like, we are not going to refer to him as broccoli behind his back. I'm going to do it straight to his face.
Yeah.
That means he's a true friend, Cam. That
right.
means he's a true friend. I mean, he said it straight to Worf's face, right? Called him a coward.
Oh, hey, yeah, a coward. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The good thing that the scene ended right there.
Right at the not that I didn't actually want to be on the clip, but that's all right. I can repeat it. I could try to
get it out, Marcy.
For a second.
You want to reenact the scene?
Yeah.
I feel like there was something missing from that clip.
The one line that I feel like me and Andrew
repeat constantly is from First
We cannot
Contact.
talk about Andrew until he comes on the show.
I can talk about Andrew however many times I want, Bobby. You always give me shit about it, and
no, I'm giving him shit about it.
Watch TNG together. So
okay,
Marcy,
it'll
let's act it out. How about this?
Okay,
I call you. Oh, sorry, this ready? Marcy, you coward!
Oh,
if you are any other man, I would kill you where you stand. Yeah. If you were any other man, I would kill you where you stand.
That was Schwarzenegger, if I've ever heard it.
Yeah, I kind of channeled. I'm your potty pooper. Okay, like I just watched Kindergarten Cop, so I got to get that one in there somehow.
It's
it wasn't
not
natural,
a tumor,
but it's not a tumor. But I mean, that's like one of the best lines in any Star Trek television show or movie, like because it's so clear that Picard is not paying attention to what's happening around him in terms of the crew and what's happening. And it's such like a poor leadership moment that the fact that Worf literally has to tell him that I would murder you if you weren't Jean-Luc fucking Picard right now.
Unfortunately, the Blundies are not awarded to best line. They are awarded to Jean-Luc
Yeah,
Picard.
well, it could have been
Screwed it up.
included.
I'm just now picturing Andrea Marcy's role play where they role play this scene. And
yeah, and I'm definitely
get off my
Worf.
bridge. And
but also during that scene,
yes, of course,
when Picard becomes a total rage dick, you can hear Beverly say, Jean-Luc, like, no, you've crossed the line.
Nope.
Like,
yeah,
you should not have. I mean, so I'm with
I don't remember
Marcy on
any of this from First Contact, so I cannot wait to get to these movies. I don't remember that headdress. I don't remember any of the things from the movies.
Yeah. That's because I just watched like the last four movies this week.
Well, remember,
I'm done
like,
you, everybody.
I can't get over First Contact. It is a great movie. Like the scene where he turns off the safety in the holodeck and he just like blows away like all the Borg in the holodeck, and you're like, what is happening? Like, what has happened to Picard? Like, he's a diplomat. He doesn't murder hard people with like Tommy guns.
I love
that is when they've got a movie-like budget and Jonathan Frakes is directing. Yeah, I had no emotional context for that scene or any of First Contact when I watched it the first time. I just remember being like, "Who are the?" It feels like I should know something about this. Like, what happened in the show that I
feels like
watched?
there might be some backstory I'm missing.
I had no problem with the Tommy gun like holodeck stuff.
Oh no, it's awesome. It's
awesome. It's just like, what is happening? Like. Yeah, that's when you're like, holodecks are the worst idea. Like they're the best worst idea.
They're
because
the
if you
best
can
idea.
If you can shut off safety and murder people with holodeck bullets, like anything is possible.
I know, right?
Yeah. As we'll find out in a category or two. I just do want to say real quick, like putting these clips together though, back to back, it is like just the production quality difference between the TV show
oh my
and
goodness,
the movies.
yeah.
It's just like, oh wow, their hair's combed, they've got makeup on.
Well, and season
I can't
one,
see the zippers in there.
later and later seasons also, you know.
Yeah, that's true too.
Fair enough. Yeah. Nobody wants to talk about the kids thing. Great.
I mean,
let's move on.
it's I kind of threw that in there semi-jokingly, but at the same time, it is like, hey man, why are we talking calmly with people who just kidnapped kids? Like that.
Yeah. You didn't use the clip where he's like goes down. Well, is he negotiating or is he buying time?
He
to, like,
kind of sits down to negotiate at the table with him in a later clip. I had grabbed that. We didn't use it for this, but yeah, I'm like, man, why are we sitting and talking? What you telling me the Federation
because they haven't found a way through their shields.
Yeah, I know, but
it's been a while.
Yeah.
But was that though? Yeah, the reason I used that clip though is because is that the first time Jean-Luc gets hung up on? Talk about blunders that he does not enjoy.
No, he hates
on.
being
I think
hung
that
up
was.
on.
I think that was the first time it happened.
Yeah.
We're talking about
when the bow breaks. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
And then also remember at the end of the episode, Wesley walks in with another child, and Picard's like, Wesley, you're the only child I let on the bridge. And he's like, she just wants to say thank you, and then gives a cute little flower, and then Troy and Riker and even Data, I think, is like,
oh, that's a flower.
Oh yeah. See, I was gonna rewatch the episode, but I don't have to now. So.
Yeah.
All
Anyway.
All right. On to the next category. we all know that from time to time, the captain will have to deal with conflict and diplomacy, whether it's in an all-out firefight or a tense negotiation with translators getting vaporized. A captain has to be ready to act. Based on some of these gems from his career, we're reminded once again that Jean-Luc Picard is only human and so very fallible. The runners-up for Blunder Fire are... Before rebooting B4, be forewarned, there may be unforeseen consequences.
Number one, keep me informed. And, Geordie, reassemble him.
I still can't believe the captain went along with the memory dome.
Next runner-up, listening to Data instead of Riker when encountering the USS Bozeman emerging from a time rift.
Suggestions?
Decompress main shuttle bay. The explosive reaction may kick us out of the way.
Captain, I suggest we use the tractor beam to alter the other ship's trajectory.
Mr. Worf, make it so.
Whoopsie.
Does a mistake count if you fix it with a time toilet? We find out in Time Squared.
This is our only chance. If I leave, I may be distracted long enough for the Enterprise to escape.
You're wrong. If you leave, the Enterprise will be destroyed. Don't you remember? You saw it.
And our next runner-up, failing to fix the holodeck after multiple ship-threatening malfunctions.
Now, give me the gun.
But they're not real.
And the winner is Cameron. Take off your headphones.
Oh, okay.
This is kind of a personal beef of mine. The winner is Picard as a spy and as a spy master. This captain is a terrible spy. He needs to stick to the uniform.
You were 5 seconds slower that time. I say kill him.
Now, I wanted to assess you for a very important mission. You're committed to this mission. My only question for you is, can you carry out your orders?
So every time
I appreciate the pixelization. I can put them on now?
No.
Sorry.
Every time the captain, I had to pixelate some images there because Cam, again, hasn't seen some of these episodes. But every time he attempts subterfuge, dumb things happen or bad things happen or people die. And I'm just, he nearly ruins unification. He's not at all suspicious of the readings when it comes to chain of command. Like, oh yeah, okay, I'm the one person who knows this thing. I'll go to a planet, sure. With Gambit, it's just pottery. He starts out just chasing pottery. He doesn't know there's a world-ending weapon at the beginning. And for both Lower Decks and Preemptive Strike, get a real spy, dude. Maybe don't just send people like anybody. Go back and watch Preemptive Strike. That is the worst way to handle a spy. Anybody who treats their assets like that deserves to have them defect. So anyway, Cam, you can put your
hey guys.
Ow.
Hey, Cam.
Drop the mic, John. Like just
You can't edit this podcast either, Cameron. You'll have to.
Apparently there's a lot of spy work from halfway through season 6 on.
There's a decent amount, yeah.
Unless that was all from one episode, I don't know.
We'll just have to see. Check us out on Green Shirt and Newbies Trek to TNG.
That's right. I don't know what happened there or what John said, but I find it hard to believe that cause and effect wasn't his biggest tactical blunder, because it's rare for Captain Picard to make mistakes, despite our hour-long conversation here. But it's even more rare for him to make mistakes that destroy the entire ship and crew, let alone many times over, and only to be saved by Beverly Crusher's instincts and Geordie and Data's technobabble know-how. So
yep.
I'm going to call biggest blunder there.
Yeah, but that's a blunder.
Go ahead, Rob.
He got killed by Frasier. Come on.
I mean, but it is a blunder. It turns out it's a blunder. But when you have to choose between Data or Riker, you almost always go Data. I mean, he did what
exactly. Just
he did what
knee-jerk data.
done.
He wasn't listening to what they were actually saying. He's just like, do data. Do data. That's his motto.
Do data.
Or then do before Data later on.
That's another thing. I don't know at all what that is, but I liked all the before references.
See, now I think he listened to Data like he always does. I think the more obvious and easy fix would be to not even ban the holodeck, but rather, because I think the holodeck can come in really handy, obviously.
Yeah.
But I do think that after creating Moriarty or, the Fistful of Data's malfunction or people getting shot in the Dixon Hill, but then more importantly, like the one where Barclay is able to create in the holodeck a device to control the ship. Right.
There's no air gapping the holodeck whatsoever.
Yeah.
At some point, you just have to nerf it. You need to nerf the holodeck.
Exactly.
Take super glue, you put it in the Star Trek USB port equivalent, and then it's like, come on, guys.
I mean, you don't want to close it because then people would be pissed. The crew needs their virtual reality. But
Well, it should just be like it was at the very first episode where they're like wandering through a forest and you can go hiking in the holodeck.
Right.
But it's like anytime they bring people into the holodeck or create some sort of scenario, it just always goes wrong. So
well, you can only climb to Mount Tabor so many times. I mean, maybe you got to. I mean, holodeck is amazing. It should be used for all of those things.
Have sex with anybody you want. Okay,
why not?
Didn't we discuss making a bomb in the holodeck at some point?
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Creating something that could.
I remember when I started the podcast before I'd actually watched TNG. It felt like just from the commercials I used to watch back in the day that the holodeck was trying to kill him all the time. Turns out it's only about once a year or so. Yeah. But still, if the laser tag place down the street has mass casualties once a year, don't go there.
Right.
It's a 1 out of 365 chance.
If it threatens the whole mini mall around it, then maybe.
Maybe don't go there. Yeah. I would like to, again, I know I shouted this out on Crusher Convo. Shout out to Waylon for once again giving Picard the inspiration to know that he could machine gun Borg down in the holodeck and it would be an effective way to fight them.
Exactly.
Yeah. So good on Waylon. Pretty sure he's still alive in some timeline somewhere, but he may have ruined the Picard Crusher date, but he did help save the Federation. So
I'd like to just think that they did try to nerf the holodeck. They did try to take out some of those protocols, but when you do that, it just happens to drop the graphic quality down to 1980s NES, and the crew was not having that except for one really weird guy who kind of dug it.
Or Badgie shows up from I kind of agree with John. Actually, I do agree with you, John. I feel like his abilities as a spy are incredibly bad, and that you're right that anytime he tries to spy, it's just it's wooden, it's not good. And when there's an episode you've not seen, but it just all goes wrong.
Well, we know how he cosplays, so
he's
so it makes sense.
A diplomat for a reason, because he likes to know what people's motives are so he can manipulate those motives. But if he doesn't really know what's going on, I think he relies a lot on his other crew like Data or Riker to help him figure those things out. So
counterpoint, what are we forgetting? It's not undercover, but his when they went back in time in the episode where with Mark Twain, he does, he's, maybe it's because he's acting a role there and not so much a life or death spy mission, but he is at least
he's having
it's
a good time
espionage
there. Yeah.
Right. But it's espionage, right?
We don't know how long they were there.
close.
They were there for 7 years, and it took him that long to get into that role.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of haggling with the renter
months,
lady. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Mark Twain.
Remember
for Mark Twain,
Marky
everybody.
Twain.
That's a blunder for a different time. I will go next and last. The Prime Directive exists to prevent Starfleet from altering a civilization's natural development. Well, Webster's dictionary defines the Prime Directive as some bullshit rules that are sort of followed when Picard kind of feels like it, as long as it doesn't fuck up his shit too much. The runners-up in the blunder development category. Saving Wesley from being executed by a bunch of free love hippies in Justice.
No, Wes!
Using the Prime Directive as an excuse to not act or help in any way, like the Honorians and the Breckians from Symbiosis.
What of your Prime Directive?
In this situation, the Prime Directive prohibits me from helping you.
Look, we even made a mural. See, there's the Enterprise leaving us with no drugs. And here's all of us freaking out. You were in a bit of a bad place for the first, 10, 14 years.
When your positronic son asks you if he can break the Prime Directive, and you say yes in Pen Pals.
You reminded us that there are obligations that go beyond duty.
There's going to be hell to pay. I appreciate your seeking other options.
Sending an accident-prone Riker undercover to an alien society in First Contact.
And at the same time, you conduct secret surveillance posing as Melkorians.
Commander Riker.
Commander Riker.
And the winner is, when duck blinds go wrong, Picard becomes a god in Who Watches the Watchers.
Picard out.
Picard.
I am Jean-Luc Picard.
Oh boy.
I got a little crazy with the sound effects on that one.
No, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
I mean,
Hey, the sound
let's
effects.
let the fans say what you if you were too much, fans. Just right. Get the hell out of here, Cam.
I went back and forth on my choice for this one, but in the grand scheme of things, whoopsie, I'm a god now is not a great example of not interfering with an alien civilization. They probably really should have had some sort of holodeck simulation med bay room where they could just like make him think that he's in at home,
Says the guy who wanted to dismantle the entire holodeck.
No, remember, I said specifically, nerf the holodeck.
No, why didn't they just bring out Pulaski's very unethical method of just removing people's memories?
Yeah.
That's what they do.
I
They literally have that conversation.
Oh, do they? I can't remember that.
I did jokingly use...
I'm very familiar with the Pulaski method.
I fucking hate that method. It's so unethical. I guess I might remove a few memories over here we don't know about, but whatever. It's like worth it for the Prime Directive.
I did look up on Urban Dictionary the actual. I was looking for different actual definitions of the Prime Directive, and in the Urban Dictionary one, it's no Starfleet personnel, Federation citizen, and/or representative may interfere with the normal and healthy development of an alien life and culture, and such interference includes superior knowledge, strength, or technology to a world whose society is incapable of handling such advantages wisely. And they Starfleet can't do it even to save their lives of the ship or their own lives unless they're acting to right an earlier violation or an accidental contamination of said culture. Which is why I thought like Wesley, they could just let Wesley get convicted and die because that was
Because then
an
we also
accidental
lose bad sweaters.
Right. And I wasn't sure if Riker going undercover was a Picard choice or just Starfleet. And also, like they were on the verge of, of First Contact with them anyway. But also, you think like maybe they could just get enough information from afar,
right?
Really
I don't know. They got to send a Riker of all people down to infiltrate them,
right?
Yeah.
Well, in Symbiosis, I was really actually kind of shocked because based off of what you just read off the definition of the Prime Directive with Starfleet, you could argue that the one culture that's being exploited to be drug addicts, basically,
right?
That's they can handle like the knowledge, like you can get off this thing. That's not like going to change their whole society or uproot their technology.
Yeah.
So
I was really happy that Lower Decks address that, because it is. Let's just, when we've talked about it a lot in Green Shirt, like, all right, episode over, problem apparently solved for whatever they were dealing with that week, and it's nice to see that's like, oh yeah, remember those guys you left to go cold turkey planet wide? Hey, we're actually going to talk about that a little bit in Lower Decks. So once again cementing how good a series that is.
Yes. Well, apparently it all worked out 10 to 14 years later, at least for that planet. The other planet was ravaged, right? So
yeah.
Well, who wins out when the addicts are free? They are the ones making all the food to feed the other asshole planet that's been keeping them addicts. So I think the other planet wins.
Man,
and hopefully
Bobby,
they're not
you know this
assholes.
episode.
Well, I've been watching a lot of Star Trek this last couple 10 days.
I do want to take a moment
lot.
to say, so we all picked like one of the nominees for the category. So Bobby got 3 winners. She chose the winner for 3 of these categories. So she knows Picard's.
That's only because I put in mine. I was the first one on the spreadsheet.
You're very intimate with Picard's Blunderdome.
Yeah. I mean, with the category I hosted, I kind of just assumed I was going to, pick my winner, because that's what we were all supposed to do, you guys.
But Bobby picked such better options.
I mean, honestly, would imagine the blowback if I had picked Riker undercover having sex? Like
that would have been a blunder.
That would not. I don't think people would be happy with that as the biggest Prime Directive blunder.
I'm sorry. I got really pumped. I did a lot of research. I'm still really pumped.
Nothing wrong with that. Don't apologize. Kudos. You get the blondie of the blondies.
Yes.
Woo!
Yeah.
I'm going to send you some blondies. I'm
Yep.
cooking up some blondies to send you for the blondies.
But yes, I do love that Picard, his pseudo girlfriend who makes the mistake of never hooking up with, her son is in danger, and he decides to break the Prime Directive and endanger everybody by pissing off a godlike being and hoping that he can give a speech that smooth things over, and he does. So we get 6 more seasons of Star Trek after that. Episode
and
7.
a lot of Picard speeches, because he's like, hey, remember the time I convinced a god not to kill us all? All right, I can do this with a speech.
I got this. Let me deal with the Ferengi. I can go. Yeah.
I mean, so many of Star Trek blunders are about the Prime Directive. I mean, accidentally breaking the Prime, accidentally or choosing to, because they have more empathy for the individual than the policies and procedures of Starfleet, right? So I think it's a good conundrum, because we often are put into positions where we have to decide what is ethically right. Is it ethically right to help this individual when you could be hurting a lot of different people, So I think it's a fun Star Trek conundrum, I guess, that they bring up a lot.
Well,
Conundrum Blunderdome.
Kablundrum. Your choice, the Pen Pals one, that's when Picard chose his ethical choice was to not break the Prime Directive. We're going to use the Pulaski method to erase this child's memories. That's the one, right?
Yeah, it is.
Right. So
the one that I Pulaski. Anyway. But it's also where it's like a Data episode, right? So of course I do like it in the sense that Data's just being Data, and he's he makes a friend over the radio, basically.
The ham radio.
Yeah. And then suddenly you're like, oh shit, her whole planet's gonna blow up.
They got creepy fingers. Let them die, I say.
Yeah.
And I could see, I mean, it would be interesting if at some point they address the whole, there's an argument to be made for, if the Prime Directive is to be adhered to completely, then stop space exploration. The very act of going out and traveling through space is potentially, there's no way to follow the Prime Directive. So it's like, they, what do we got? There you go. There you go. Exactly. See, all right. There could be no justice so long as laws are absolute. Captain Picard, Michael Scott, Wayne Gretzky, and
I try that quote whenever I get pulled over for some bullshit. One of the getting a ticket. I'm like, letter of the law. I try to quote that Picard.
I think I have a cat knocking on my door.
Oh boy.
We've got a cat visitor.
Oh, good. Special special appearance by the cat.
That's right. She'll pop up on my lap eventually. She just doesn't like closed doors.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you do get some pussy.
Hey.
Sorry. That's an inside joke for anybody that doesn't know it. I'm sorry. That probably
totally
never mind.
inside. Not a dirty joke. All right. Well, those were a bunch of blunders.
That's
Of
the
blunders. What do you
Blunderdome.
call a group of blunders?
Oh.
A Picard.
Maybe we're the
That's
Blundites.
Blundites. That's right. But no, we love Picard, blunders and all because yeah, you can't be human without breaking a few eggs. Is that it?
That's right.
We all love a good cake. I think there's a metaphor in there somewhere.
Well, and it's about the journey, right? And you don't have a journey with no mistakes. So people it wouldn't be interesting if they were always just like if it was always competency porn. So we have to get a few moments where people get things wrong.
Yeah. And it's like, sitting here talking about Picard, I'm like, man, it'd be real cool if I could like just see some more TNG like sometime really soon. I don't know, in the next 4 days or so. It'd be pretty super sweet if there was like almost season 8 of TNG coming out to see what other blunders Picard might have committed.
Got about a year and a half to wait, guys.
Yeah.
Well, and then like I was thinking about some other blunders that didn't make the cut. Like you might think that Picard getting stabbed in the heart is a blunder, but I have watched ahead a little bit, and we will find out that it's. We'll learn more about the
he
heart
got stabbed
stabbing
on purpose.
Yeah, that's right. Not a blunder at all. I don't know.
I
if
forgot
else...
that if you have a cat, you have to show it to the Zoom.
Oh,
yes,
that's right.
and give the name.
Ash.
Oh, it looks really excited to be there. Very good. Do we have?
Yeah. Any other general runner-up blunders that we could think of? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's a bunch in the new Picard, right? But
yeah, I was going to say.
Like Wesley is a sort of a blunder.
We didn't bring up him being made.
You got one
like
mentor, and that mentor goes and gets someone killed doing the Kobold maneuver. Come on, Picard.
That's right. Yeah. What was that, Bobby?
Yeah, sorry.
Well, we didn't bring up that Picard made the decision to let him be on the bridge. I think that's obviously a weird decision. And 2, we never brought up the tree of that old guy from Earth that he killed. What about the tree?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He did make some big mysterious mistake back then. That
one of the actors from
this
Cocoon.
Is true. Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. Boothby.
Yeah. What about the tree?
Yeah.
Yeah. The tree. Or,
all the dead bodies buried under there.
It's like a mass grave under the tree.
My canon is my idea. They're not going to tell us what he did. I'm going to make it up for myself.
Well, and we didn't talk anything about Ensign Rowe, how he just totally kind of screws her.
Does he? Yeah. She screwed herself by not going over to DS9.
Well,
wow.
Shut up, everybody. Shut up.
Wait, what? What? That's all I know is that she doesn't go over. And so...
Yes.
Okay.
She does not go over to DS9. Odd mistake. It would be really cool if Ensign Rowe were to show up in season 3 of Picard. I doubt she will, but honestly, of everybody you could pick, I would pick Rolarin showing back up for season 3 of Picard.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, thanks again to Strange New Pod for hosting this. This has been a fantastic night. Thanks to all of you in the stream for joining us.
Yeah, and all the other great shows and pods that have been going on. I was told I'm not allowed to watch the Crusher Convo one yet, but again, in a year and a half, I'm going to get caught up on all the spoilery goodness.
Thanks for choosing us over the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Appreciate
and
that.
The Last of Us, apparently.
Right.
Last of Us was smart enough to air nights early to avoid competing with the Super Bowl.
I heard it was to avoid competing with us.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
they didn't want to.
So I did want to announce something for myself. If you like hearing me on Green Shirt or liked hearing me when I was a host, I am going to be doing my own podcast called Idle Ride. And it's a review show sort of the Last of Us television show because I played the video game. So if you're interested, you can check that out. I'm going to be dropping like an introduction to it on Monday night, hopefully. And then talk about the first episode and drop it on Friday. But then I'm going to try to catch up. So drop a bunch of episodes and then get caught up with the show for everyone. So
nice. That's great.
Yeah.
What's the title of that
Super
one more time?
excited.
It's called Idle Ride, and I'll be kind of changing the format every season. I might not continue with Last of Us. It's just going to be, pop culture, casual enthusiasm, but this season is about The Last of Us.
Nice.
Super cool. Do you have any socials you want to shout out for that?
Yeah, so you can email me at idleridepodcast@gmail.com or check out my Instagram and Twitter. I haven't really done much with it yet, but at Idle Ride Podcast.
Nice.
And you can find us at GreenShirt87 on Twitter. Bobby,
You
what's
can
our Facebook?
find our other show, Cam Other Show, Open Pike Night at Open Pike, on Twitter, on Instagram at openpike.com.
If you're still using your Facebook, we're up there, Green Shirt Podcast.
Yep.
You can still buy mugs and t-shirts and stickers over at shirtnerdery.com/greenshirt. There's Cameron wearing our Make It Show Sean Connery Picard shirt.
And that shirt is great for just using as a green screen too. It's like the perfect color. So if you want to have some fun on your live streams, wear one of those and hit the green screen button and see what happens.
That won't be a mistake.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks again for coming.
Yeah,
Thanks again for putting on the festival. Thanks again, you guys, for walking me through and solving this great mistake in my life so I can finally watch TNG.
Yeah, that's the only blunder that matters.
That's the only mistake I've ever made.
Do we have a special musical?
We do.
appearance?
So, yeah. Thank you, everybody, and have a great night.
Our very own Bobby.
Yeah, she did a Blunderdome, or they did a Blunderdome song.
Thanks, Marcy.
Next generation.